there by Mears, and he drives it back into center ice. Mears has it again, trying to get it to Norn. Taken away by Snezzer, number 2 of the Admirals. And he dumps it into the zone. There's Snezzer. And Mears actually got at Snezzer pretty quickly. And the linesmen get in there very quickly to break them up as both combatants have gone to the ice. Generally, the linesman and referee will allow them to stand on their feet and scrap. There you see Snezzer, number 2 of the Admirals, being led off the ice. It's the end of the second period of play. There's going to be, I'm sure, penalties here, whether they'll be minors or majors.
Jay trying to play it on the near boards. Another check there. Centurion knocking it away behind the goal. Everly with a check. It's loose out in front. Lindsay out to McNair. Boy, this crowd is reacting on virtually every play. And now we've got a little bit of action behind the puck. As now Brian Bladd and also Everly. Everly tangled up with Gregor. The gloves are off. The sticks are down. And the scuffle is on. Brian Bladd was the first to get tangled up, and then Derek Everly was there as well.
I'm not sure what happened behind the net to get Brian upset, but it seemed...
Let's take a look at it. That was a hard check with Centurion. Going down. Apparently going right over the top of Bladd. He took offense to that, then Everly got involved, and Everly's going to go to the penalty box. Bladd picking it up. Renard really decking him within a hard check. Bladd going right back after. I believe this is O'Brien, and now they're hooked up. And now Everly's going to get in there to try to draw him away. Everly is the third man in, and that could be disastrous. With Bladd being separated from O'Brien again, Everly was the third man in. Now it is going to be Jason Christie is tangled up. And they're going to skate Everly in for sure. Bladd will be right behind him. And again, the third man in, that could be disastrous. You see Bladd has already had his shoulder pads and jersey pulled over his head as he waits for the outcome of all of this.
Well, he has to be gone automatically. I don't know why they skated him over there.
Third man in and you're out. Isn't that right, Ken?
That's the way it is.
Nonetheless, he's going to be in the penalty box for a while, and you can see Richmond kind of pleading their case. Let's see what happened here as Bladd again is driven into the boards. Watch this check is put on right here.
It's a blindside shot here, just as he's lifting his head. That's what he took exception to.
Bogaevich will also go into the penalty box. And they're also skating number 20, and that's going to be O'Brien. So Bogaevich and O'Brien go in. Bladd and Everly, and we'll have to wait till they finally make a determination of how many penalty minutes and what the penalties were called. And you see the referee, Mr. Hansen, conferring with the two linesmen. And it becomes very important. First of all, the referee stands away to really kind of pick up all the penalties. If you're wondering why he is not in the middle of that, it's up to the linesmen when they finally stop throwing fists to get in and break them up while the referee makes the determination of where the penalties would lie. And
Dion Darling's going at it with Ray Edwards. Darling was knocked down for a minute. Edwards has lost his helmet. Now he gets a couple of jabs in on Ray Edwards. Edwards tried to land a couple of overhand rights. And Dion Darling gets a taste of his first fisticuffs in the East Coast Hockey League against Ray Edwards with 1:32 left in the second period. Dion Darling, who not afraid to mix it up. He had 284 minutes in penalties with Moose Jaw of the Western Hockey League this season. And the 19-year-old from Stony Plain, Alberta, will head to the Thunderbirds dressing room after his first fight in the East Coast Hockey League. Following him is Ray Edwards, as both players will be out for the rest of this second period with just 1:32 left. So Edwards and Darling, the game's first fisticuffs.
And Paholski sends it up along the boards to Corvo, who clears it.
Back behind the action, Paholski and Gibson, and they're going at it. And we're going to have maybe our first fight. Gibson with a good swing there. Oh, caught him with a good uppercut. And now another big right hand. And Steve Gibson really giving it to Paholski, who got on top of Gibson, shoved him with a little cross check. That's how it all got started. started, and then Gibson just let Pahalski have it. Give Steve Gibson a decision, maybe the first and only thing the T-Birds win tonight. But Steve Gibson came to play. I talked to him before the game. He said he was ready. He hoped his teammates were. He talked about the playoff money being on the table, and he was ready to play. Almost made a diving swipe at a shot.
To see what might happen in the third period of play if Toledo is able to hold on to this lead.
Here's a look at it, Pahalski and Gibson. Greg, what'd you see from down there?
Well, what you see on the television side, pretty true, accurate representation. Pahalski had the glove in the face of Gibson, and Gibson came up swinging. He landed the first two shots as Pahalski and Gibson crashed into the Dashers before the linesman tried to jump in and break it up. It's a very brief encounter between Gibson and Pahalski, but I guess we'll have to give the slight nod to Pakal.
Searle gets hit hard by Tardif, and they're going to call a roughing penalty on Mark Tardif, and here they go. Searle drops the gloves, and Tardif makes a very smart move. He's going to take Searle with him right there.
Yeah, I think he realized that he had the original 2 minutes, and I think he kind of suckered Searle into dropping the gloves, and then didn't drop his, and he's definitely going to even things up here.
And you can tell the roughing call coming on Searle as he was cut with that check by Mark Tardif.
Tardif's a big boy. I mean, he's like a bull out there, and when he hits you, you feel it.
And now Searle challenging the entire Nashville bench as he made his exit, and the rest of the players, you can see the benches, how they're in such close proximity with no glass separating the two benches.
Yeah, and I think
you can avoid some very ugly incidents by making sure the player gets right to the locker room.
I think he might have had Jay Kortemash in mind there when he was when I had a few words for the bench. I'd like to see that. Jay Kortemash is one tough customer, and I think Searle would definitely have his hands full in that battle.
Brandon Coates, he has his pocket picked on a great play by Pronger, and LeBlanc buried Hartje away from the play. Now LeBlanc comes up with a stick on Hartje, gets him with the cross check up in the face, and then suckers him with the right hand, and Brandon Coates comes flying in. This one could get real ugly, folks. That is just a cheap, blatant shot at a Nashville player. Now Searle's over on Coates. He's filling him with some lefts, and the wrong groups out there for the Nashville Knights right now.
Yeah, definitely we'd like to have a couple other players. Maybe
now gets that Coates and a player out of the penalty box, blindside Coates. That was Doug Searle from the box. He's going to be done for the night, if not done for about 10 games. Well, Pat Kelly, if you're at home watching this one.
Actually, I think Searle was on the ice.
He was, but they had thrown him in the box.
They had gotten him into the box already.
And then he took a vicious right-hand at Brandon Coates as he was being held by, I believe, LeBlanc.
Well, LeBlanc started that whole melee. Just a blatant,
and now he's coming after the bench. He's trying to get at the Nashville bench.
I don't think we're too worried.
I don't think so either, but there's no line for him there. Hopefully they get him to the room. Boy, that's something you don't really want to see. And certainly with the audience that's watching this game tonight, I want to make the comment that this isn't one really the East Coast Hockey League's about. Hockey in general is trying to get away from this, and there's nothing wrong with a fight, a straight-up fight, but that type of move there by a player like LeBlanc is just not needed. We got to watch the upper left part of your screen. You see the referee already calling the penalty, and look at LeBlanc come over.
Yeah, just a haymaker of a right punch. Fortunately, he didn't connect. He left his glove on. And then Brandon Coates quick to Hartje's defense.
You've got to do that. Brandon Coates at this point, that's when things...
Scored a goal in his first game with Edmonton.
Yeah.
Now two Renegades, two Ice Caps battling in the corner, and here they go. Garrett McDonald of Richmond, Eric Long of Raleigh.
Garrett McDonald, he's a gamer for the Renegades, as is Long. Both guys just tussling a little bit. It all started with some cross-checking action along the boards, some heavy hitting, then this little skirmish. I don't think any damage is done. Both guys will probably head off with coincidental matching 5-minute majors. There's big number 4 Long, along with Garrett McDonald taking his second trip to that penalty box. He picked up a roughing minor early in the first period.
There's the head coach of the Raleigh Ice Caps, Rick Barkovich.
And here's how it started, Kenny. There's a little shot right there. McDonald on Long, and it's that cross check. right across the arm there. Players know to cross-check there. There is no padding. That's going to sting on Long. Long just about gets free. Then it's a little bit of WWF action at the end, a takedown. Both guys will receive minor penalties and probably a major.
Fight point, Westman of Raleigh. In the far corner, it's Juchikov. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Blessman winds, shoots, it's blocked in front. Wild Goose sends behind the net. O'Brien keeps it away from Juchikov. And here we go. Number 7 of Raleigh, Jim Towers, and number 3 of Richmond, Darren Wetherill.
They were really going at it in front with their sticks, and they're whacking and hacking each other, and then Wetherill decided just to go after Powers, their goal scorer and also their captain. Pretty good job by a young defenseman. The referee's now going to have to sort out this little melee here as the captain heads off. Here's how this whole scrum started in front of the net. Here's the shot from the point from Blessman. It gets deflected, and watch this. There it is. Number 18 chipping it down low. Lyle Wildgoose, and look at in front right there. There's Wetherill also working along with Powers. Powers gives him a little shot there, and then Powers said he gives him a shot. He says, I'm going to get up and go after him, and he does. Powers and Wetherill both head up to the penalty box.
2 minutes each for high sticking and 5 minutes for fighting. Still waiting for the jersey.
I know. What number? 18 with my name on it? Or?
The baseball cap was nice. I'll take one of those. But not one of those. Murphy and Duncan. Duncan from the Western League. He's used to the fisticuffs. Murphy out of RIT, where fighting is not allowed in the college game.
Well, this kid's tough. Brett Duncan, 6 foot, 220 pounds. He's used to the fisticuffs. He was picked up by Tampa Bay in the draft, 237th overall. The tough Western boy, as you called it. And Murphy, a lot of these guys getting their first look at a fighting thing, able to fight in this league. And here's Murph, along with, there's Malahi getting the puck, and then a little shot right there by Duncan. Duncan, a big kid, doesn't mind the tough stuff. There's the shot, and there it is. Murphy says he's got to go at him, and he does. Takes some shots, and the face-off will be inside the blue line to the right of Malahi. There it is. There they go.
Coach Roy Sommer told us earlier that since most of the Renegades played college hockey the last couple of years where there is no fighting,
Fired a quick shot from the left circle. Bouchard for Harris at the left point. He fires a shot at Quartermash. Drills Bouchard away from the play, no call. Quartermash takes a puck from Bouchard, and Bouchard goes down. Tardif behind the defense. Tardif on his backhand. Save Galupo. Now we got it going center right. Quartermash and Bouchard, and they're just exchanging rights, one after another. They finally get tired. The linesmen break it up, and both of them had about 8 right hands free. The crowd reacts and will pause. 13:22 left in the second period. 1-1 our score. This is Nashville Night Hockey. And go and look at Jason Quartermash finish his check. Coaches love that. They gain the zone. Smith fires a shot. It's deflected into the corner. Rebound, trying to push it out front, but a Columbus player goes into the net. And that's Kuntz, who's down. Now we've got a little pushing and shoving. Quartermash, he's wrapped up with St. Jacques. Now Tardif in there with Brady. All kinds of pushing and shoving. Quartermash now suckers St. Jacques. St. Jacques comes back with a spear. Kuntz grabs Quartermash and starts throwing rights. Now Quartermash gets the right free. Referee McGuire trying to get the men to the bench. Quartermash got that right hand free, trying to get one in. This has got to be a third man in. Quartermash now gets them down, unable to get anything off as both players really slipped and fell there, but it was Kuntz who attacked Quartermash. That's either got to be an instigator or a third man in, because it was Jason Quartermash and Kevin St. Jacques who were tied up initially.
Right, and I think that's what he's going to call right here, is probably give him the instigator.
And Kuntz, who looked like he was hurt, and he is. You can see the way he's coming off the ice. His right leg, he had gone into the post in a very unnatural way. See the people helping him off of the ice. It'll be interesting to see how McGuire calls this one.
And
that oftentimes happens.
There you see the check by Kortemash, and he took that man from the dot all the way to the bench and finished the check. That's a great job by the defenseman.